Good evening, gang. 'Tis I, Photo Dave. Now, the G.I. Joe Classified team showed off some quality stuff today. So, for the purposes of those watching on the replay and for anybody else that wants to leave something in the comments, let me know what were you the most excited about when it came to what you saw, and was there anything you were kind of disappointed about? Because these are the things the world must know. Lenny must know because I am sure Lenny's watching this. I'm not sure about that at all. So, anyway, that's what let's see. That's what I want to see in the comments. Now, I'm just going to get it started a little bit here with taking care of a little bit of business. You know how that is. Share screen. We are going to this screen. Haha. All right. Now, what I want to talk about real quick here. This is the free action figure photography guide. There's a link to it in the video description. It is free. There are no obligations. If you're just getting into action figure photography, or if you're kind of looking for a way to really start it up, go down there, download that bad boy. It'll also get you signed up for the Toypixx newsletter. So additional things I think to talk about, you'll find there. And then today's photo. This was a throwback Thursday photo from 2020. And what I was thinking about here with Beachhead just chilling in the dumpster is when Mainframe on the old Sumbo cartoon gave him a little bit of crap about the fact that he doesn't wear deodorant. And that doesn't surprise me. There was always something about Beachhead that just, yeah, when it came to cartoon, I just didn't dig the guy. The figure was awesome. And then something a little different today. You never know what questions are going to blow up on the social media. So I had a question about the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection saying, should I jump in? Because I was kind of trying to talk myself into it. At the same time, I was kind of trying to talk myself out of it. And I got a lot of responses. So I just wanted to settle it here and let you know what's up. I have decided to jump in at least a little bit. I did order He-Man from Big Bad Toy Store today. The reason being, one, like I said, I was on the fence and I kind of thought they looked cool. But two, I want to expand Toypixx a little bit. And I think that parents probably aren't getting on eBay so they can buy 150 Mafex Hush Batman for their kid. But they might want to sit down with their kid and watch somebody taking pictures and teaching them how to take pictures of toys that they can easily find at Target or Walmart. So that kind of helped the decision along too. But that whole line of thinking never would have happened if I hadn't decided, you know what? I kind of like these anyway. So yeah, see a little more when it comes to Motu on this channel. And then finally, the Patreon freebie today. I made a bunch of laser lights. Now, these are in PNG files with transparent backgrounds, meaning you can just download them and throw them in your images and see what you think. So I made a blue, I made a green, I made a red, and I made a yellow. So links to that also in the video description below if you're a fan and you want to try putting these laser effects in your photography. I was thinking of red and blue specifically when it came to G.I. Joe. Now, let's get this party started. Let's see. So how is everybody this fine evening? Is everybody having fun? First off, I had my first comment around, I think it was 618, that said, very cool, bro. And then we got, let's see, this isn't showing too well. Stop hiding. Show. Said bye. So there's that. Anyway, thank you very much. Hopefully you can come back and see us. Skew Raider. What's going on, sir? Oh, I love me some icons. Let's see. Wow, it's really not showing the stuff tonight, so I'm going to have to read it on the monitor, meaning I'll be getting a little closer. Awesome edition. Love the Filmation series. Good line. Great reasons. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. What do we have here from you as well? Let's see. Thanks for all the downloads. Let's see. By the way, let's see. Any cool or very cool stuff. See, this is going to be a lot trickier when I can't. Let's see here. Okay, stop hiding. Show me. Huh. All right. We'll figure this out. I'll get this handled later on in the stream. So, thank you, sir. I love that I'm able to help everybody out with all this stuff. Now we're going to stop sharing the screen here so I can grab. Oh, that's what was going on. Okay. I fixed it. Now I can actually read the comments without getting way close to the screen. Go me. Now, we're going to share the important screen now, gang. This is what we saw today from the G.I. Joe classified team. And it is all so glorious. I'm a big fan, I have to say. And I want to say before we really get into it, to pay attention to the photos as well. There's a guy that goes by Shooting the Galaxy on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, I think his handle is Shooting the G. But he's the guy that takes the pictures for Hasbro's G.I. Joe line, and I think a few other lines as well. But when you give him figures that can move like this and have this much stuff, he just absolutely crushes it. Now, there's no real order here as far as like grouping the wave together and grouping the retro together and grouping the other stuff together. So we're kind of going to jump all over the place. But as far as Airborne here, and you can see Quick Kick in the background, he set this stuff up in a bit of a cage match, and I thought that was very cool. Oh, let's see. Okay, Skew Raider. What do you have? Ah, it's there. There we go. Very excited. Great day for G.I. Joe figure photography and toys in general. Yeah, man. I mean, the stuff that they set up, the stuff that they do, I'm a big fan. I really like the line once they make it so that they're doing hands just because. At that point, then I'm going to jump in and it's going to get pricey and my wallet's going to jump out of a window. So let's get back to this. I'm telling you, I'm trying to push buttons. It's complicated pushing buttons. I mean, it's easy when well, anyway. So there's another one with Airborne there. He's looking great. Love the fact that he's got the rifle holstered the way he does. You've got Quick Kick again in the background. You've got the cage match. You've got it lit up. I believe those are like kind of string LEDs, but I'm not sure. I don't know what he did as far as making the background itself, but I just love the idea of all these things happening in this cage match. Yeah, I think, and the G.I. Joe team, they excel at the face sculpts. I know in the live stream today, Emily brought up the fact that she saw somebody had taken a photo of one of the figures, and she was saying how, oh my goodness, that actually looks like a person. And I thought, wow. And then I see these, and I'm going, yeah, these do look like real people. It's pretty cool. So we're going to jump down here. And there, man, there's a much better shot of Airborne's head. He looks great. I think it's Franklin Talltree, if I can remember somewhat correctly. And you got Quick Kick in the back, ready to drop a stool on Big Boa. Like, seriously, we're looking at a cage match. The guy set the whole thing up, and it is glorious. This is the kind of stuff that I'll be trying to get a hold of in 2024 so I can make my dios a lot better. Although, maybe not a cage match situation, but this is just really cool. We've got more stuff here with Airborne. Nothing much there, just kind of zoomed in a little bit. Are there any details that you guys are catching on these things that make you think, wow? And how do you rank classified? Like, are you looking at this thinking this is pretty much the best $25 line out there? Because while I love what Jada's doing with Street Fighter, you'll see some figures later in the video that might actually be trumping those, which just shocks the crap out of me because Hasbro, a lot of their lines, they don't seem to be able to excel, partially due to the licenses. But with G.I. Joe, they're just going nuts. And right now, I'm seeing Jada's Street Fighter 2 figures and G.I. Joe classified figures is pretty close to neck and neck, at least when the classified ones come with extra hands. Let's see. Whew. This is looking good too. Just a back shot. You got the Techno Viper, it looks like, in the back there, getting ready to get people ready, as well as Airborne sneaking up on the Techno Viper. I just like the posing that Shooting the Galaxy does on these things. It's high quality. And here we go with just a straight up white background. That you can usually do with a little bit of poster board and some lights hitting the poster board, but then you also want the lights to hit the figure itself. You might also be able to make some happen in the light box, but you'd want a filter or like something to deaden the lights a little bit at the top so that, like a diffuser. Diffuser, that's the word I was looking for, so that the light doesn't hit so harsh. Although a lot of this plastic looks like it's fairly dull, so the light might not hit it too bad. So yeah, you could use a light box potentially for this, or you could use just real nice white poster board in the background, hit it with lights, home remedy. You can get these infinite white shots. It's looking good. And there's all the stuff that Airborne comes with. Ooh, I love his helmet. Everything else is cool, but I love that dude's helmet. He looks great. I mean, there's very little I can ever say bad about what the classified team is doing. And by the way, if you're on the classified team and you're in any of the design stuff, just know that if I ever say anything tonight, well, ever, okay, let's just go with tonight. If I say anything that you can construe as a little negative, because I know how creatives are, I'm a creative. I promise you they are very minor nitpicks, and they're probably things that are outside of your control. What I'm seeing of the figures themselves, mwah, I really appreciate the work that you guys do. Oh, and now we're on to Big Boa. But before that, what do you got, Skew Raider? Oh my goodness, why? Ah, there we go. Okay. Let's see. I think that's an Extreme Set silhouetted audience. Ooh, cool steel cage walls from WWE sets. I think awesome Dio setup from Shooting the Galaxy. Yeah, I wouldn't have even thought, and this is terrible, but that kind of stuff is what Mattel, I believe, had that license, right? So I wouldn't even thought that he'd use that stuff. But hey, as long as they don't see it so well, game on. Let's see, what do you have here? Very cool motif. Reminds me of the various Sumbo miniseries arena fights. Ooh, I didn't even think of that, but like where Duke and Snake Eyes are stuck in there, and then Roadblock and what's her face? Oh, I can't remember her name. She shows up. Yeah, that does work. And I do think that kind of a more modern take would definitely be a cage match. I can see Cobra Commander setting them up in that. What do you have now? Skew Radar. Maybe they could start putting out hand sets for G.I. Joe Classified. Heads 2. Valaverse is doing it. Ah, yes. I know. And that's why I think for my soul, like my just your general troop builders going forward, until I start seeing extra hands in the G.I. Joe troop builders, I think I'll start getting more Valaverse because my Mafex figures and other heroes and villains and all that need armies or people to go against, whatever it is. I'll be getting the Captain America Mafex figure, and he's going to need some soldiers to have his back. And I think right now Valaverse is swinging it, but I will say later on we'll see the soldier that G.I. Joe Classified did today, that if that thing had just come with extra hands, that would be my soldier, because it is glorious. Harry, what do you have for us, my friend? Let's see. I think Hasbro G.I. Joe has, let's see, has to bring its A game because of the quality of Valaverse Action Force. I think so too. And I think they're showing their A game right now. They might be a little hampered in what all they can include with the figures, which is kind of a detriment. And that's the only negative I can see with this is, for me, a figure always needs an extra head, which Big Boa can swing here. I'm kind of geeked about that. Needs an extra head. They need fists, they need weapon holding hands, and they need relaxed hands. And after that, then whatever their loadout is as far as weapons. And Valaverse does it. And that's why I'm kind of thinking my soldiers, my troop builders, are going to go towards Valaverse until Classified start showing me something else there. Skew Raider. Let's see. Okay. Well then, let us check out more Big Boa. Look at that pose. Like that pose that Shooting the Galaxy has him in is just, that is vintage. I'm going to throw down. That is boxer. And there's something about this Big Boa. I don't know where the picture is. Let's see. No, it's not this, although I like this picture too. I'll let you know when I get to it. Sorry about that, folks. Still not quite over that cold, but there's something about Big Boa in 1/12 scale that is a lot different, a little more Mad Maxy than when he was in the Real American Hero line. He just looks a little more vicious, maybe, and I like it. That's it. That's the image. Like that guy looks like he's straight out of Mad Max. Just replace the black or replace the red with some black, and you've got a straight up Mad Max character there. Excuse me while I take a sip of tea. Look, it says Dave. Ah. And then you've got the knockout punch, it almost looks like. No, that's the knockout kick. You got Quick Kick's foot up there in his face, and you can see the light going on behind him, kind of like that was the knockout blow, and people are taking pictures. I just like it. And I really like the way that this was lit as well. There was obviously some red light coming from down here a little bit, and some slightly harsher light coming from above. Ooh, I wish I knew. I wonder if that's a panel light or if it's a red LED that he used for the back. I definitely need to work on my lighting setup. See how everybody's doing here. Harry, what do you got? Classified needs to put out gun blast. Man, you're right. You're right. They start putting out, like, I like the idea of hand packs and blast effects. I think the extra heads, though, we start getting, I think the extra heads have to come with a figure, unless they really do start copying Valaverse and doing what he's doing, where you get the extra head and the vest and the new gun and all that stuff. But I don't see them exactly copying Valaverse. So I do see them going and deciding, okay, what we're going to do is include the extra head, but then the hand pack sold separately with blast effects. But like I said, ideally, I would have the extra head, the extra hands in the package, and maybe blast effects could be separate. I'd be okay with that. Okay, where's mute on this? So you guys, okay, I found mute. So if I cough again, I will mute it for you. Let's see. Yes, one big pack. Hands, heads, and let's see, gun, weapon, missile blast effects. That would be sweet. Harry was the name of the photographer that did these shots. Let's see. It was Shooting the Galaxy. He's on Twitter as Shooting the G. I believe he's on Instagram. You can find him on the Whoosh as Shooting the Galaxy. His name's Matt, apparently. I didn't know that, but he always puts out great stuff. He's called Shooting the Galaxy because if you go in like the Star Wars threads, he takes a bunch of Star Wars shots that are really cool. Let's see. Oh, Skew Raider answered for me. Let's see. He said, okay. There I am with that. All right. Now, let's head down. Let's keep going here. Yeah, this looks like just a knockout. This looks straight out of a Rocky movie. And then clearly he wasn't totally out, but he's just kind of sitting there, one glove off. I don't know what this scene would necessarily be. Like maybe just chilling, or maybe this is after he wakes up from getting knocked out. Who knows? I really like the head sculpt on this guy as well. I think that's pretty amazing. I love what the team does when it comes to their face sculpts. It's always quality. See, now this warms my cockles. Yep, that's what I said. So he's just, just doing bicep curls with 90-pound dumbbells. I couldn't do that. I'm not anywhere near that strong. But I do love that he's got them, and you know that he could swing those as weapons. And I'm telling you, those will work for a knockout punch. He might even be able to take out Slaughter with those things. That's just straight up fun. And I like the harsh light that they've got shining on him, which is, it looks like it's probably coming from up in this direction because you've got it hitting here. You've got the shadow coming down in here. Just good harsh stuff. I love it. Clearly they've got it coming this way a little bit too, just a touch, because you've got the helmet lit up a bit. Ooh. He does great work, and the team does great work when they design these things. And there you go, against that white background again. And there's everything he comes with. Now, he does have the extra head, and he's got the extra hands there. And that's what I'm saying. I think if he just came with relaxed hands, you would have the perfect big boa. So hopefully in the future, we get some wrapped hands for him. Let's see, SKU Raider, what do you got for me? Let's see. I'm loving the release of some of my favorites. I love the whole line, but Hawk, Shipwreck, Quick Kick, Spirit, Stalker, Airborne, New Scarlet, love them all. Man, Hawk was one of my favorites, and when I saw that they were giving him more of the Mafex articulation scheme besides the toes, they don't have toe articulation, but that's okay with G.I. Joe, I think. But the torso articulation scheme, man, I was so stoked to see that in Hawk. Now, I'm getting enough lines where I have to have strict rules or I'm going to be totally hosed and my money's going to go everywhere. So that's why the rule for classified has to be that they have to come with extra hands. But again, I'm going to be hosed if they do start doing the hand packs. That's going to be tough on me. I don't know what I'll do then. Okay, now I have this up because we're about to get into Retro Duke. And I wanted to remind everybody what the old man looked like here from 1983. I think he was a mail away. And 1984 is this. And I got these photos, by the way, from yojo.com. So there's Duke just chilling out. And there he is, just looking awesome. Yep. Yeah. Duke is a character, just isn't a great character, especially when you compare him to Flint. Flint's basically the man. Duke is a peon, but Lenny and the team knocked it out of the park with this release. I think this Duke looks great. The only real difference I see here when you go between here and here, like the big one, is that he's got the visor on his helmet, but you know that visor is going to be used for a whole lot of other characters down the line. And here he is kind of doing that same pose that we got there. Yeah. Yeah, that Duke, he does look good. I don't even know what to say here. Duke is on the list. I'll be getting him. I'll be getting Big Boa. Whew. These are just kind of hokey poses. I saw that Shooting the Galaxy did say something about that. Like when it comes to these retro ones, I just wanted to put them in fun, goofy poses. And you can see that here. It's a lot of fun. There he is with a helmet. That I don't like these images as much, not because of the posing and the lighting, but because there's nothing fun he got to do with the background. It's just that regular burst. But you got the fist in the air, yo Joe. If he even, he's Duke, so he really shouldn't say yo Joe. That should be up to Flint or maybe somebody like Hawk, maybe Sergeant Slaughter, maybe Wetsuit, just not Duke. Not Duke. That's all I'm saying. A lot of Duke hate, but a lot of Duke love when I see pictures like that. He looks great. I mean, I can't fault him. I mean, Duke's obviously the golden boy in the franchise, so I'm not going to give him crap for having to make another one. And the best part about this figure is basically all they have to do to give us a Flint is change out the arms, give him a repaint, change out the head, and then change the weapons and the overlays, and boom, Flint. And I'm sure that was a lot of the thinking when they made him this way. So I can see, I think we got a retro Flint on the way. And I'm pretty stoked about that, obviously. Okay, there's comments. Let's see. Dope. Chaz the Guru, this line continues to kill it. Yeah, it does, man. I can't believe how good they are, how much they're able to just crush it lately. I'm really excited about it. SKU Raider back. Yep. Let's see. He's posing to show fumbles how it's done. Robot Chicken. It's been a while. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. Things are a little different. SKU Raider. Love this version. Yeah, it looks great. So I can't give, it's not like I'm giving Lenny and the team any crap for the execution of this. This figure is wonderful. They did a great job. It's just that it's Duke, and everybody knows that we really want Flint. At least maybe everybody is me. I don't know. Let's see. Flint is next. Yeah, I think Flint's very soon here. I haven't seen anything official, but it wouldn't surprise me if we get him before the end of the year. Let's see. Hoping took a stalker too. Ooh, take a stalker too. Let's see if they can swing it. Stalker like this. How close do you think they were with the original? I feel like the original is just a little bit away from having that great classic paint job, that first stalker. But who knows? I mean, they really went all out to make this happen. Maybe they do the same thing with Stalker and just give him a whole new mold. A Fumbles figure would rock. Yes, we need Fumbles. That's it. Bring us Fumbles. If we speak it loud enough, maybe it will just manifest itself. These are things that I don't talk about. All right. Screw Raider, what do we have here? Fumbles is going to be a custom if they don't do it. You know what, though? It would not surprise me if they did do it. And by the way, before I forget, I do want to throw out the name only reveals here real quick, which was Nemesis Immortal. My guess is Hasbro, for whatever reason, is saying, no, we're not using Enforcer. That's no good. And then there was Xandar. There was, oh, help me out, Starduster and Leatherneck. And I think we can all be pretty sure that Starduster is going to be a straight up Duke repaint. He might even have the same head the way that he was done way back when. Leatherneck, we have no clue. Let's see. Nemesis Enforcer. I'm sorry, Nemesis Immortal. He's just going to be cool. The way that this team does stuff like that, you know, way back when I thought Cobra Law was kind of silly, and I didn't like that those figures were the same size as the Joes. But today, they could probably absolutely crush it on those things. Ooh, I can't wait. And Xandar, yeah, they would crush it on Xandar too, I think. I'd be stoked about that. Let's see, just a color swap. Pop on. Shoot, sorry guys, I couldn't get to mute fast enough. Let's see. Pop on a card, take a stalker too. Yep. Fumbles with oh dear. Yep, Fumbles with a trouser snake name tag. I don't know that they'd go that far. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe that's an exclusive. Skew Raider. Awesome announcements, name only. Wetsuit is soon to be announced. Then next, hopefully. Yeah, Wetsuit would be pretty cool. I wonder what they do when it comes to his hands. It's weird. That's kind of what I'm concentrating on is everybody's hands right now. All right, let's get back to this. So then we see what all Duke comes with. Yeah, honestly, I really like what they did with him. And of course, Duke has to have fists. And that's something Lenny kept saying is you need fists to be able to punch the bad guy. And the whole time I'm in just watching going, yeah, but Lenny, they all need fists to punch the bad guy. So we'll see. Hopefully the way that he was talking will kind of lead into getting a lot more of that kind of thing with the figures. Oh, then we got this infantry soldier. Guys, what do you think of this thing? Because I think it's absolutely wonderful. And side note, I think this is the best image of all the images we saw from Shooting the Galaxy today. This thing is wonderful. I'm wondering how he did the sky. My gut is he either like AI'd a picture back there or he found something that he was able to Photoshop in. But if he were to say something like, yeah, I used a tarp and hit it with some light, I wouldn't be surprised because the guy knows what's up. But these things just look wonderful. So what's everybody thinking of them? LBZ, what's up, sir? A bit late. Hello, no worries, man. Hello, and thanks for stopping by. What do you guys think? Come on now. I have to talk about this thing because it's glorious. I'm going to say glorious a lot, I feel like, in this live stream. Just look at the way that he poses them up. He got the haze effect going on, and if the haze isn't Photoshop, then he did something awfully magical. Now, I know sometimes with a haze like that, you can get cotton to work. The thing is, he's got cotton, if it is cotton, and I don't think it is, because it would be between the figure and the foreground. And if it's cotton, it's either really fine and he had to blur it a lot more than he blurred the foreground, which is why I don't think it's cotton. Or what I'm guessing it is a little bit of photoshopped in haze there, which is pretty easy to do. And that might be a tutorial I work on in the future. But I love the mountain backdrop he's got going on. He looks like he's in the desert. This thing is wonderful. And we have more there. This pose, a little less wonderful, but I understand the meaning behind it. You know, you got showing off the helmet back there. He's getting the magazine ready to reload, but he's not looking at it. Like usually with something like this, I would have like looking at the magazine or maybe looking at the rifle like he's getting ready to load it up again. I don't know. But either way, the lighting on this, the background, the way he did the wire and everything, it's glorious. That's it. Glorious again. You got that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fire. Like Harry O was saying, Valiverse is having them step it up big time. And I think that's what we've got going here. The thing is, with these, they come with so many accessories. Why not just a few more hands? Like, it does come with extra hands, but it's only because of the flesh color swap kind of thing. Like, one of them's African American, one of them's white. So you have the same hands, just different colors. So if they made kind of doubled up on the fists there, doubled up on relaxed hands, this would be a perfect release, at least to my way of thinking. Infantry looks great. Yeah, it does. I'm impressed, man. They're doing something. He sprays the haze behind the scenes. Saw him doing it. Crazy cool. Oh, so is he using the atmosphere aerosol? Because I have some of that. And to make it really look that good, you've got to hit it with some pretty intense light. Like not hard light, but it's tough. Ooh, it's tough to play with. But atmosphere aerosol is a good thing. I haven't been using it so much. I do have some, but because the figures that I tend to shoot are a little pricier, I don't know what that does long term to them. So I haven't been using it for like my Mafex shots, but maybe I'll start busting it out a little more for more like my GI Joe shots and when I end up with a few more Motu characters as well. Let's see, Skew Raider, Dragonfly HasLab behind the scenes. Okay, okay. Yeah, I totally forgot about the atmosphere aerosol. I need to check that out again. I got it, and I totally forgot about it. Go me when it comes to that. So let's keep going. There we go. Okay, somebody's calling in for some backup. I like, hold on, let's go back up to that. Look at, he looks like the sun is right behind him, and it's not so bright where it looks washed out. That can be tough to do sometimes. It's a really good shot. And the figure, the detail all over this thing is wonderful. There we go, just loading up. There. See, now the way he's loading his gun there, that's more what I was talking about with the rifle. Ooh, okay. So he's got the haze going there, and you can see a little more harsh light over on the left side of the photo coming in. Yeah, maybe. I wonder if maybe I was just doing the haze wrong because he's got it really worked going on here. Like it looks really good. I might need to. Somebody was asking me if I've ever used dry ice for this stuff, and I might want to try that too. We'll see. That's a great shot. Ooh, yep. And a great cloth goods. This is the first time I think GI Joe's done that. Haha, found the mute button in time that time. Go me. Okay. Oh, that's good stuff. Close up, zoomed in on him. Man, me and words tonight is getting tricky. I love that helmet design. I didn't really notice that so much earlier. Yep, and here's your infantry soldier. Whew, that is a ton of stuff he comes with. And if you got in on him earlier today, you might have been able to get him for the $24 or $25.99 price because I don't know if there was a miscommunication from Hasbro or what, but like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store didn't list him at the deluxe price. So I had a couple people order from my affiliate links, and I'm sure that's probably partly why. So yeah, that thing comes with a lot. And again, if he just came with a few extra hands, he would be a perfect release to yours truly. How we doing over in the comment land? Harry, reloading while standing up isn't a good life choice. This is true. This is true. While looking straight ahead, but that was the rifle. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He should have been ducked behind those sandbags doing that, huh? Ooh, I didn't even think of that. Let's see. Skew Raider. Awesome. Fumbles PSA moment. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and find that fumbles thing on Robot Chicken. I kind of forgot about it. Now you guys are bringing it back, and it's coming back in flashes. Oh dear. Hang on. There we go. How do you guys put up with all these coffers trying to drink their tea while they're doing a live stream? This is no good. Now here we go with the vaunted class of '85. More cage match style stuff. Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. And that is Quick Kick just looking like he won. This is like any Street Fighter character just going, yeah, I win it. I like the backpack. I like that he comes with two swords. I will say, I feel like the backpack almost gives him too much red. If the backpack were a black or a brown or just almost anything besides like a bright primary color, I think it would be a little better. But I'm not going to throw down about it. I still think the sculpt on it's wonderful, and it's not like you're going to see the backpack all that much. Now, this with the throwing star effect, I like the effect and I like the idea. But with this one, I think that it would have looked better using clear translucency instead of blue translucency because I'm looking at it right now and it looks like he's firing a water gun. And that's taking me kind of away from the awesome photography going on here because Quick Kick is lit up really nicely. Okay. Now here we go. Getting ready to throw down with some big boa action. Yep. Oh, there it is. That's what everybody likes to see. Everybody likes to see the boot to the head. Ooh, yep. That's good stuff. Now I did a little something yesterday. I made a video where I showed how to mask out wire so that you can make a figure look like they're jumping through the air. And so what he might have done is use something like a wire to stand him up, balance him on that. And then what he would have done is remove him from the picture so that he could take a second shot and then just mask out the wire. So there's some Photoshop trickery. By the way, let me know if you saw that video from last night because not a lot of people did. And I thought I did a pretty good job, but maybe that's just me being cocky. And then, oh, here's your classic pose. Whew, you do not want to mess with this guy, which is crazy because usually when I think of Quick Kick, when it comes to the Sumbo series, and even when it comes to the old comic, he just looked like somebody that was kind of there. But this is a lot less just kind of there. Skew Raider, nunchucks on the belt. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I like that touch too. I did notice that. And they brought up also that I think you can put them on the back, which is pretty sweet. Mr. Matson, thanks for stopping by. Hello. Let's see. I got my hiss tanks in today. Dude, nice. How many did you get? And how are they looking? Have you put in the batteries yet to see the Cobra logo hitting the deck? Because I think that pretty much sold me on the thing, as weird as that is. Hold on, wait a sec. I found mute. Now I'm feeling cocky. All right. Another shot and just kicking straight up. And it looks like this time he kicked a Techno Viper down. I do wish there were a little more light on the Techno Viper, just so he wasn't so tough to see. But that's basically a nitpick on a figure that isn't even supposed to be the highlight of the Quick Kick marketing pick. So I can't really even be upset about it. I wasn't upset about it to begin with. It still looks good, and I love that he can do that pose. Oming, kind of yoga, maybe just sitting there. I don't know. That's not really, yeah, I guess that's yoga. Yeah, man. I mean, the body sculpt, like when you take a figure like Quick Kick, who is a pretty simple design, and you make him look this good, even with that simplicity, they know what they're doing, gang. Like I am really stoked to have the people on the classified line that are currently on the classified line. There you go again. I am curious about the nunchucks. Are they a really soft material and that's why they're able to bend like that? My gut is yes, because obviously that's not a real chain going on there. And there's everything that comes with Quick Kick. Only thing missing here is a pair of relaxed hands, but the karate chop hands come close. And the reason I say that about relaxed hands, they can be used to hold up the front of your rifle when you've got that. And they can be used to kind of hand on your hip, or when you're just chilling and standing there. Maybe you want to set up your Joes in a kitchen shot and they're not feeling all violent or feeling like picking up a gun. I don't know. There's several reasons that relaxed hands are nice to have. Whew. And now we're on the sailor. All right, Mr. Matson. Two, they are great. I haven't had any issues thus far. Lights look great. Yes. Oh, I am stoked about that. Mine's supposed to come in on Tuesday. Apparently, I ordered it way later than everybody else, which I shouldn't say apparently. I think I ordered it. If it wasn't the last day, it was the second to last day. I knew I was going to get it, but I just holding off. And yeah, apparently I'm one of those guys, but I can't wait. I'm going to do like a photo review of it instead of just a straight up, here are all the things. I'm going to set up lighting and use the lights with the his tank or that are already in there to set up some shots as I'm talking about it. It should be a lot of fun. Let's see. Yup. We need picks. We need picks. These are necessary. Mr. Manson, I know you take picks. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm going to go find that. Insta? Okay. Yep. We'll have to find those. All right. So now here's your diver. Another one that just looks absolutely incredible. I kind of I'm not somebody that needs GI Joe to have basic troopers. I like the idea of just a bunch of specialists. But if they're going to keep making basic troopers that look like this and potentially give them a few extra hands in the future, I might not be able to resist. These are really nice. And the way he did the photos was something like this. Now, what he might have done here, I'm trying to figure it out as I'm looking at it, because you don't want wire or anything in front of the figure, like in front of what you're going to see through the lens. You want it kind of behind him. Otherwise, you're going to have to recreate portions of the figure. So I'm wondering if the wire was behind his arm somewhere here, or if he used it to hold on to the weapon somehow and balanced him that way. But I'm not sure. Or maybe the backpack is a really snug fit and he was able to wrap it around that. But however he did a bang up job with that shot. That thing does look like it's under the water. Under the sea. All right. Here's another one. Another bang up job. Man, the work this man does. I am pretty stoked. I bet he is too. A few more just hanging out. Let's see. Yes, on IG. Oh, sorry, Screw Raider. Skip. Let's see. You're shipped out this morning. Awesome. See. Okay. Please add me so I can see the awesome pic. Sounds fire. Yo, these are going to be, man, I can't wait till everybody that knows what they're doing with the camera start shooting this his tank. Now, present company excluded, of course. I just haven't seen the pics yet. I'll go check those out for sure. But man, people are going to go nuts for this thing. It's going to be absolutely glorious. Yeah, man. Those seals do look sick. It's ridiculous. Like, it's hard for me, as much as I want to sit here and be really hardcore about the hands. They look so good that if it weren't for the fact that I were into multiple lines, I would definitely make an exception on these guys. I would be like, yeah, never mind. I need these because they're absolutely wonderful. But it's hard for me to want to do that when I can't do more with them. Like when they have both hands or only trigger fingers, I feel like you can either do a pose like what you have on screen right now, or a pose where they're holding two weapons, or they've kind of got their finger on their head or something. There's not a lot you can do with trigger hands besides just hold weapons. And for a lot of the more subtle posing, that just doesn't work for me. Whew, whew. But there, see, there he is holding two weapons. Still, that's a beautiful shot. Definitely nighttime. Possibly just a little bit of velvet going on in the background there. That's something that I have on my wall. But the only reason I say that is there's no light emanating off of it, and it's pure black. Now there we go. If you're still here, Harry, that's more what's up. You're hiding behind the sandbags while you're doing your thing. Let's see. Mr. Matson. I sent some of my first, let's see, pics of my to your IG. Okay, cool. I will check that out. Thank you, sir. Please, Hasbro, no gummy guns. Man, I agree. I agree. That is one thing where I keep thinking I need to start ordering some Valaverse weapons because those things hold up and they look so good. So hopefully Hasbro will take care of that. I know Lenny did bring it up and he did say that they're looking into trying to get it taken care of. Sometimes I wonder, I believe them. I believe Lenny because he's not, and this is terrible because I know my marketing. I believe Lenny because he's not in marketing. How bad is that? I believe that if he says, I am looking into it, that he really is looking into it. And hopefully it's not a safety standard thing and he can make it happen. Because we have to remember, Hasbro makes all these figures, I believe, for ages 4 and up. And Valaverse can make theirs. I can't remember the age, but it's much older than 4 and up. So they have to be a little more gentle on the plastics they use. Maybe. Like, that's my guess. But on the other hand, I've also gotten weapons that aren't like that at all. But that was a couple years ago. Maybe now rules have changed. There's just too much behind the scenes that I don't know to actually make a call. But the fact that Lenny said, I'm going to look into this, or we're looking into it now, I'm good with that. Hopefully he can make it so that these things aren't basically just rubber, except for those nunchucks. I think that would serve those well. Skew Raider, what do you have? Somebody on the stream said the sailors fumbles. God bless it. I am. Now I have to go in there and I'm going to have to look it up. Thanks a lot. All right, let's see. Joe Stream. Yeah, I figured that's what you were talking about. Joe Stream at 11 a.m. today. Harry, Gridiron Studios make some fine weapons, but they are money. Yeah, man. When they first made the set for the heavy, what was it? Heavy artillery roadblock. Is that the name of the one that looked like his 84 look? I ordered the roadblock set. Oh, that completed that figure so nicely. But they're pricey. And because of what they were made out of, one of the pieces snapped fairly easily. And I'm not very rough on this stuff. So now, on the other hand, I'm trying to remember that was a piece that I couldn't find and was kind of hidden from me around the holidays. So it might be that someone else might have snapped it, and I don't know how rough they were being, but they do feel a little brittle. But I think that's just the nature of 3D printing. I could be wrong, but I have to say they completed the look wonderfully. I got a flint gun from them as well, and it was fantastic. There they are, just chilling out. Well, there he is, all his gear right in front of him, standing up. Man, ever since you said that, Harry, I'm looking at all these pictures going, dude, you're standing up, you're in the dark, and you're not behind any cover. What are you doing? There we go. I don't know. I think it's a great shot. But wearing your flippers on land, I mean, I guess you have to have time to take them off eventually. But still a great pose. And there's all the stuff. Ooh, these guys, this is good stuff. This really is. They start including extra hands, and I'm going to sound like a broken record. I know I am with that, but man, I would have dropped some money today for these things. They're that good. Oh, yeah. It's hard to see. And now we're busting into some retro Recondo. Here's a reminder of what he used to look like. Back in, I believe, Recondo was an '84 release from a Real American Hero. And I love that Shooting the Galaxy is like, oh, look at that. All right, let's try and mimic the card art, because I think this was based off of that as well. But yeah, I mean, look how close those are. And this is before, let's see, was that a straight neck? I can't remember if in this year they had necks that didn't really swivel at all, like they weren't on a ball, or if that was just '82. I'm not sure. But yeah, I love the look. He almost has a Wyatt Earp from Tombstone look in that shot. Just color that hat black and you've got Kurt Russell hanging out. Yeah, that mustache is totally Wyatt Earp. I'm just calling it now. I'm gonna maybe make some adjustments and give him a black hat, maybe get him a white horse, go full on Tombstone with this thing. But the detail, everything they do well. Another shot, just holding the rifle. Recondo, I think, looks great, but again, he doesn't have hands, so he's not for my collection. Still, oh, look at that. Like, see, look at that hand right there that doesn't have anything in it. It just looks wrong sitting there with its trigger finger out. Ah, but that's me beating a dead horse. There we go. That's a little better. Two hands holding that thing up. He does. Am I wrong? Doesn't he have a little bit of a Wyatt Earp or like a Tombstone look from that movie? Little bit, I'm telling you. Maybe he looks more like Sam Elliott, just with darker hair. Oh no, I got to figure all that out. But yeah, Ricondo's another one that looks great. He seems a little light on accessories compared to the other figures we've seen so far, but I'm not holding that against him. I think if he just had a couple more pairs of hands, I think that'd do it for me. He almost doesn't need an extra hat, just or an extra head, just because the hat alone almost gives him a different look. Sounds like I'm moving the goalpost, but you know. Harry Recondo bringing the porn stash back. Yep, he's got that. Or Tombstone. I'm going Tombstone. Maybe a little. Everybody's seen Tombstone, right? Please tell me you've seen Tombstone. Let's see. Fire retros. Yep, I agree. I agree. These things do look great. Not wrong. Very whitish. Yeah, that's what, when I look back, I didn't even notice that until we were going through the stream here. I'm like, ooh, we've got some Tombstone going on here. Harry, I sent you a link to a third-party hand maker on IG. Really? Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'll check that out for sure. Ooh. Now I'm kind of stoked. What kind of hands? Are they basically fists and relaxed hands and all that? Let's see. All right, of course. I'm assuming, Harry, that is, of course I've seen Tombstone. Good man. Skew Raider, Porn Stash, and Tombstone meet at high noon. There you go. Now we need two Recondos, so we can, maybe that's it. We just need them to repaint the head a little bit, and we just have a real throwdown. Maybe throw Fumbles in there into the mix. See what happens. All right, now I have to say, I think that the team went crazy with Big Boa, and I was blown away by him. I've been blown away by most of this, but Scarlet to me was the highlight. And that's nuts because the first Scarlet was just a mishmash of a lot of color. And that's not the classified team's fault. I know a lot of people seem to forget this, but they were basing it off of designs from a video game. And I don't think they had anything to do with those video game designs. So I don't want to bust them too hard. I still actually thought that Scarlet wasn't bad. She just didn't have the double elbows and the bicep twist, the bicep swivel. So This one is going to be way better. And here's the reminder image of how Scarlet used to look. And here she is now. Oh, I love the extra updates here. And I know she's not crazy updated, but like the straps around her legs for her quiver and for the knife. Man. Yeah, like, okay, so here we go. Her belt wasn't painted way back in, I think this was an 82. Well, I've got the 83 one on because she has the swivel, the kung fu grip. But yeah, look at that. No paint there on the belt. Here we got the paint for her quiver with the arrows going on. Oh, I think this is a great figure. I love what they've got going on with her. I'm wondering, she doesn't seem able, I think she comes with a pistol, doesn't she? Because she's got her quiver on that side, she's got her knife on the other side. Like, look at how loaded out Scarlet looks. Like, she looks like the toughest figure in the line right now. Maybe not, but she looks really tough. Very, very cool. Yeah, there's the pistol. Does it go anywhere? I'm not sure. I love just this kind of cocky little. That's another reason why fists are good. You can do fists to the hip, kind of like like I'm trying to do it right now, like you guys can see. But yeah, I like that look a lot. I think Scarlet really crushes it. There we go again, man. Ooh. She's doing the fist in the air as well, the Yo Joe. See, Scarlett's allowed to say it. The only person actually that's not allowed to yell Yo Joe with their fist in the air is Duke. Everybody else, it's fair game. See, and this, guys, I don't know what everybody else thinks of Scarlet, but I think this is just a great figure. I think after this, if we got maybe a slightly different head on another version of Scarlet and an updated costume, and maybe some relaxed hands in an updated costume, then we could use those over here as well. Oh, I think the updated costume is a great idea for all these retros, but that would be the perfect retro Scarlet if we just got a couple more things. But this figure is absolutely wonderful. But kind of like I was saying just a minute ago, because I was having trouble with the whole thoughts thing, I think that they're done now. They don't need to make a Scarlet that's 80s anything. I'm not an all 80s all the time kind of guy. Now let's jump more into the future and really start updating these looks. I think that'd be great. And I would love to see them do, as much as I kind of don't want them to do this, as long as this figure feels complete, it's okay to me if they were to make another Scarlet in a more updated costume, but that came with hands that could be used and a head that could be used with this costume. I'd be okay with that. I just wouldn't want it to be a regular practice. What's everybody else feel about that? But yeah, check out all the accessories she comes with. I just love the updates. And all the updates are straps. But I think they add just enough. Oh, and the backpack. And the fact that she's got some hair that can go over the backpack and give you the action pose and all that stuff. And the fact that with the ponytails not in her hair, we have an OG Scarlet homage. Yeah, I think this one is really good. Woo. Oh dear. You guys have been talking. Skew Raider, man, this is a dream figure. All of these are. This Scarlet, wow. I agree, man. I agree. I'm blown away by this one. I use the Origin Scarlet. Oh, do you? The Snake Eyes Origin Scarlet. I thought about getting her because I have the Mafex Huntress and I needed a crossbow. But I think maybe this Scarlet will be sharing her crossbow with Huntress a little bit. That is a good looking figure, but had they not, I'm curious, at that point, had they not added in the bicep swivel yet and the double jointed elbows? Just curious, like that stuff for the articulation. I like that they've got it now. Me too. Origins is an awesome too, but this one is the one I've always wanted. Yeah, man. Like like I say, they're done with this now. Now they can move forward. But this is about as good as we could hope for right now, I think. And they delivered. She's wonderful. Skew Raider, all the heads can swap, I think, too. All the heads as far as like all the female figures, all the Scarlets. I would think, I see, I don't know. I don't know if they mess with the whole thing when it comes to the ball sizes, like the peg sizes that go into the heads. I'm not sure. I haven't tried to mess with that stuff so much. Hola, friendos, spaded one, Mick Dysentery. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Oh, does she have hip swivel? She has, from what I understand, she has the ball jointed like the ball peg at the waist. I know when it came to Hawk, I asked Tony on Instagram if he had the ball peg still, and he said yes, he does. So my assumption is she would, simply because all the other female figures in the line do. But let's see if we can find that out with the pictures here. Hard to tell. You can see a little bit of the diaphragm. Yeah, it doesn't look like they really incorporated it much. And I know with Zorana, she has the ball peg, but it wasn't implemented all that well. So hopefully the Scarlet's a little better. One thing I'm wondering about is, see this line that's kind of on the side, like between her upper torso and her waist? I'm wondering if that's like a prototype image or if that's something that's going to be on the final figure, because it doesn't go anywhere. It's just kind of there. Curious about that. But yeah, super stoked there. And then we've got the Techno Viper. And before we get to the Techno Viper, I should catch up on comments here. Skew Raider, I think the straps are covering, let's see, the hip swivel. Not sure though. Yeah, I was trying to figure that out with everything. We'll make a Ninja Force Scarlet with as many parts. Yep. From this as possible. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we will get a Ninja Force Scarlet just because it's really close to this. But I just want them to go kind of like POC was. By the way, if anybody's listening and they don't know what POC is, that was a line that they put together, I believe, in the early 2010s, maybe late 2000 aughts. And it was basically updating G.I. Joe to more of a futuristic aesthetic. And I just want to see more of that. Skew Raiders, Scarlet version heads, Origins, first version, retro. Okay, gotcha. So all the heads you're figuring. Spaded one, man, all these straps, weapons, and random bits of plastic that comes with these things make other Hasbro lines look kind of silly for the price. I totally agree. I actually think right now that the Marvel license and the Star Wars license, as far as figures are concerned, hurts Hasbro's brand, because those are two lines that just can't keep up with today's stuff, with the rest of the market. And hopefully they prove me wrong and they're able to do things differently in the future, in the very near future. But I kind of think I totally agree with you. I think it's silly. I think they just shouldn't even. I think with Marvel and Star Wars at this point being not as universally loved as they once were, the Hasbro should be getting to pay less on the licensing fee than they were before. But that's up to their negotiators. Skew Raider. Let's see. Saw it on one of the picks. Yes to hip swivel. Nice and thin line. Yeah. Okay. I'm wondering about that line though still. Let's see. To keep the line alive, Pursuit of Cobra style and even Resolute. Renegades, they can use their library to make these. Man, they can. They can absolutely update all those, but I want to see them. I think this team right now, I think there's a lot of imagination here, and I think they could really push the brand forward overall. Like, I want to see brand new looks. I don't mind if they use some of the other stuff and homage that in the brand new looks, but I want to see them start to swing for the fences. Some are going to hit, some aren't. But imagine the stuff that hits is so good. Like when we think about Pursuit of Cobra, some of those figures were kind of but some of them just knocked it out of the park. But that's kind of the price you pay when you're trying new stuff. It's just, I like to see new stuff. Again, not all 80s all the time. And Doesn't have to homage everything. It just needs to make sure and look like the character to me. So basically, if they just keep using this head, then I'll know it's Scarlet, I guess, at this point. Maybe keep a crossbow with her. Pursuit of Cobra low light is dead on declassified. That's true. That's true. But Pursuit of Cobra low light is also just about dead on, pretty close to a real American hero. There wasn't a big change up there. But yeah, he does look good. He looks good in all three incarnations. Spaded one. Let's see, your average Marvel Legend comes with an extra set of hands and has a waist twist, gross, and is always the same buck. I don't know if I told you guys this story. So in 2019, I decided I was going to get every comic Marvel Legends figure out there. And I'm talking just the year 2019. I thought I'd challenge myself to pull this off. Couple bucks on trying to do that. That was kind of the heyday. They're still in the middle of the heyday, but there were a lot of figures. And so what I did was I did it. I pulled it off. And then I put them all on my shelves. And then I ordered the Mafex Batman. And I looked at him and I'm like, whoa, this is what action figures are supposed to be. And then I looked at the Marvel Legends collection, and I had a pretty good Marvel Legends collection. I had a lot more than just 2019. And I looked up and I was like, why did I buy the same 6 figures over and over and over and over again with just different heads and paint? And that was the death knell. That was when I first started thinking, maybe I don't need all these Marvel Legends. Because also, when you decide to get all the comic ones, you spend a lot of money. And I know that their money primarily goes to the movie stuff, but I have no interest in the movie stuff. And so, yeah, that's kind of was my downfall of Legends is the ball peg waist on Mafex Batman, seeing all the stuff he came with, and yeah, that started it. And there you go. The rest is history, I suppose. Skew Raider, new looks would be cool. Get the classic versions out first, then drop these takes. Yep, then drop those takes. See, I only really consider this one classic. And now I figure, okay, time to move to the future. But I know that they would use this for Ninja Force because it's just right there and it's perfect for it. See, James. Oh, thanks for showing up, sir. Ah, oh, now you guys are chatting. Mr. Matson. See, gotta run. Evening with a friend is on. See you soon. All right, man. Take care. Lucas James. Hola, sir. Again, you know. See. Hello, Mr. Element. Thanks for stopping by. See, I pre-ordered all the new Joes on EE. Dude, that's going to be a hefty price tag, but I think they're going to be worth it. Did you double up or get a few more of the soldiers? Because these are the important questions to know. Skew Raider, take care. Good man. You guys are pretty awesome. Let's see here. Eric was working and putting the baby down for a nap. What I miss? We're on Techno Viper and we've been going in alphabetical order. So you missed a bit, but you'll be okay. Basically, you missed me just talking about how great the photos are and how good these things are and how perfect they'd be with extra hands. I think that's basically the upshoot of this live stream. Let's see. Lucas, classified is the only line I will gladly bend over and pay full price for. I understand, man. They are killing it. It's a great line. Let's see. I only ordered one of each for now. I like the for now. I'm wondering who all is going to build just massive armies of these things, especially if they got them early on, because like I said, Big Bad and Entertainment Earth had them for the regular figure price. I know at least Big Bad moved it back up. I didn't check Entertainment Earth for it. Good stuff. Fun discussion about Joes and Cobras. I'm assuming you're answering Eric there, Skew Raider. Thank you, man. Let's see. LBZ. I'll probably get a few. I want the Hydra Vipers, to be honest. Ooh. I wonder what those would be like there. Those would be sweet. I wonder what updates they do to the helmets. Yeah, Hydro Vipers. Those would be awesome. Eric, let's see. Hands definitely would make a difference. Yeah, man. But I mean, on one hand, yes, I want extra hands badly for these figures. On the other hand, I'm going to go broke if they decide to start giving everything extra hands. So Toypixx just has to make all the money. Now, let's get back to the Techno Viper here. He looks good. He looks ready to throw down in the cage match. I love the way that he did the lights there. It looks like Techno Viper is almost an announcer in this shot because you've got Quick Kick and Big Boa ready to throw down. Techno Viper is just like, derp, derp. Hey, guys, what's going on? And here he is just warming up the crowd. I love the imagination that went into setting this up. I love the whole idea of the cage match going on. And the lighting, I mean, what I like about what was done here is you can definitely tell where your eye is supposed to go as far as the marketing shots are concerned. You know, you're supposed to be looking at the Techno Viper there. And there's a lot going on in that image. And there's a lot going on in this image. But again, you know, watch the Techno Viper. Ooh, Quick Kick should probably be watching the Techno Viper. He might be in trouble there. I do love the idea of this little hologram screen that comes up out of his forearm that he's talking into. And he's got the pistol just ready to go. Looks like it's trained on airborne. He should probably pay more attention to airborne. He knows airborne's going to find a way out of that pretty easily. But yeah, like the lighting on this, I really dig that. Ooh, and the darks and the lights, it's just composed nicely. This is good stuff. I don't even know what to say. Like, Classified kills it. They constantly kill it. That's all they do. And there he is with all the things. But yeah, that's the last image I've got. So any other thoughts here, guys? Anything else you've got when it comes to Classified? Because if not, it's about time. It's been a little past the hour. This is what happens when I get talking about stuff I think is pretty sweet. But I suppose that's what we've got for this one. So as always, gang, thank you very much for stopping by. I know there are a million live streams out there talking about this stuff. And the fact that you chose to chill a little bit with this one makes me happy. Thanks again. Have fun. And until next time, happy snapping. See ya. I think we're going to hit end stream now.